Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have a special podcast planned for you guys. As you know, my name's Ashley. If you're new here, my name's Ashley. And we have two special guests. One of them has been on my channel before a few times, has blessed us with her presence, and we have a new face as well. So if you guys don't mind introducing yourselves for the camera a little bit.
I'm Naomi.
I'm Chase.
And we're here to tell you of our world domination plan.
I was thinking we could start off with just by saying how old we are, what school we go to, what are we studying, things of that nature.
Okay, you want to start?
Yeah, well, I'm 21. Right now I go to school in Orlando at Rollins College, which is a liberal arts school. And I used to be a double major. I used to do business and Asian studies, but now I dropped business and now I'm just Asian studies and a Chinese minor, and I will be a senior next semester.
You've never talked about what you do for school on your YouTube channel before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so,
Yeah.
really. It's kind of just been focused on other things before.
Yeah. I'm Naomi. I go to NYU studying anthropology and tree health.
I go to...
Say how old you were?
I'm 21.
I'm 20. I go to Full Sail University, which is
Oh, you didn't say your name. You say your name.
Oh, my name's Chase. They got it.
Okay.
They got
They
it.
got it, yeah.
I go to Full Sail University, which is it's kind of like a trade school for art almost, because it's you're only there for 20 months or whatever. It's a 20-month program, so it's you there for 20 months and then you graduate and get your bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for recording arts, so I'm learning audio and music and stuff in that sort of realm.
Yeah.
I thought today maybe we could talk about our stage in life, what it feels like to be in your early 20s, navigating life, in this age of social media, maybe relationships, friendships, kind of graduating high school, but not yet fully in a real world job, and not with every responsibility, I feel most people our age are mostly just their biggest ponderance, their biggest worry is relationships with friends, romantic, or how they're gonna integrate into working life.
They're kind of where we're at with it, how we're dealing with it, what we think about it, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Well, I feel what is it that people should know?
I feel there's so
where
much.
should we go first?
There's so many places to go.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to have a stable relationship with anybody, you have to have a stable relationship with yourself. You know?
Damn,
It's
that shit was
gotta-
deep.
I mean, it's just
It's true,
I don't know,
though.
you can't really. It's hard to Oh fuck.
It was on your
You can't really have if you want to get into a romantic relationship at especially at this age when you're young and you don't really know much about the world or whatever, you kind of want to, you need to have a connection, you need to be able to like your own, you're your own person, you have to like who you are.
You need to love yourself.
You need to love yourself. There you go. You need to love yourself, and you need to be okay with being in your own skin. And I think that's an important thing that a lot of people don't really. I feel a lot of people don't people work on it. People know about it, but I feel a lot of people just kind of are unconscious to the fact that they don't really like who they are.
I think that, to go off that point, I think that most people our age, I think you guys would probably agree with this, I think most people our age don't love themselves. I think most people our age are very insecure,
Self-conscious.
and I think that's a main catalyst for those people entering relationships, because it's they're looking to fill that hole, and I don't think a lot of people our age are necessarily going into things with that's why we see at least I can attest so many people close to me enter relationships or have been in relationships recently, like, that have not been healthy. And I think that's just because, like, this time in our lives is, like, pretty tumultuous, and there's a lot of life changes going on, and it's, like, I think that,
I feel like what people, especially in this age of, like, social media, like, appearance is everything. People want to appear like they have a perfect life, like, perfect boyfriend, girlfriends, perfect friend group, want to appear like they're partying every weekend, like they're living this life.
about image.
Like, the image of, like, a fun 20-year-old, whatever that means, like, from TV, music videos. Like, I'm not even sure that they're finding joy in those activities, but because, like, that's what the media tells us we should be doing, like, as 21-year-olds or whatever, like, they want to do those things.
You need to disconnect yourself from culture. You need to realize that culture is this thing that, like, you know, society created as, like, a way. It's like you don't have to follow culture. It's like a lot of people, like, live within the confines of, like, what they think they should be like. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's a hard topic to, like, explain. I, like, read a bunch about, like, how we're all sort of, like, enslaved by our own, like, outlook on how we should act in a way.
Yeah, I think that what I was gonna say is, like, and this is something I talked to, like, my therapist about, but it's like, I think a lot of people our age don't ask themselves, how does this serve me? I think that people do things without thinking, and they do things for image, they do things to appear a certain way for other people. They do it just because, like, for whatever that reason is, like, because they're bored, because a big thing is because, oh, my friends do it. Oh, my friends are doing this.
We were just talking in the car
what are you doing
about,
this weekend?
like, the tattoos, like, people getting so many tattoos, not even for themselves, but, like, for the image, for the aesthetic, to appear cool, because that's what cool people nowadays have, like, it's tattoos, even if it's not for themselves anymore. Nothing's for yourself, it's for others.
For Instagram, for, like, other people to see.
For other people to, like, make some certain, like, assertion about you when they see you, even if it's not right. Yeah, I don't know.
And that's why, like, and something that I talked to, like, my therapist about too is, like, that's why, like, dating is harder. It's I think dating is harder when you're doing it for a purpose and you have intention and you're doing it to, like, serve your higher self. Like, dating's easy if you just try to, like, find somebody, like, boop, you can, like,
To get in bed with.
get, like, a boyfriend, like, get a partner in, like, a day, you know what I mean? But if it's, like, if you're really out there, like, looking for something that truly, like, serves you, and obviously you have, your standards are going to be way higher, and it's, like, you're not letting everybody into your life. Like, you have a certain requirement for people to be close to you.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of pressure too for people to, you know, in a relationship. I feel like people need to have, like, this, it's all about, like, you know, image, and people need to have, people are looking for relationships where if it's not, like, oh man, I don't really even know how to explain it. I'm trying to, like, think of a way to explain this thought. I have a thought, but it's, like, kind of locked in my head. I don't really know.
Like, is it, like, people are, like, getting into a relationship with somebody because of, like, the image of, like, how it looks, like, the aesthetic? Because I think that, too, like, some people only want a relationship because of the aesthetic of, like, being in a relationship. Like, oh my god, like, you just want to get in a relationship to, like, call somebody your own.
I feel like a lot of times, like, when I'm in a group of my friends, like, that's the topic. The topic is, like, what are their boyfriend. The topic, like, they don't even talk about themselves anymore. It's like, I'm in this relationship, and this has become my life.
Because people want, everything's connected with, like, ego, and people want to be in a relationship just so that they can have, it is, like, you know, when you say, like, aesthetic, people get into a relationship because they want to, like, people want to be presented in a specific way, people dress a certain way, so, like, it's all about disconnecting yourself from this idea that, like, you are everything that you own and everything that you have, like, done, and it's like you really are just like you as you are right now. It's like your past experiences, your belongings, your life, your wealth. It doesn't really like attribute who you are as a person. But people connect so deeply with like personal belongings and memories and like certain philosophical like beliefs that it's like they connect it to, you know, like say like people like if I had these glasses and like these are like my glasses like this is like a part of me, but like it's like people connect so much with their own personal belongings and their own like things. It's like people should just, it's like you have to just learn to live in the moment and not really worry about like
Yeah, no, I get what you're
you know
saying.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like people.
No, yeah,
It's just like a lot of ego. It's a lot of like people wanting to fit into a certain like
Mold.
Yeah, when it's like your mold's already set. It's like
You're complete by yourself. Like you don't. I think a lot of people like
Trying
They
to get
don't-
their mold to
they
be
want to
other
like
people's
shift.
mold.
They
Yeah.
want to like shift into a certain like byproduct of person when like in reality there is no like one. Like everyone wants to be like, oh, I want to be like this kind of like I want to be like, you know, like a high fashion sort of person who's like into this. It's like you are just you. It's like there's no extra like like piece added onto it. It's like you are just who you are. It doesn't have to be like you have to connect with a certain like look or brand.
Yeah, it's true. It's like there's this like already a culture set mold of what a young 20-year-old should be doing, but in reality, I don't know how much different. I wish it would be different if people just did what they like to do instead of like what everyone else around them like to do. But there's just a big stigma around like being individual. I feel like there's a stigma around being yourself. But that's like when having really close friends is beneficial, because when you're with close friends, you can be your authentic self and there is no friction because it's like you're just being you. I see a lot of friction when people like they decide to be themselves and people around them, they're like, ew, no, like there's friction there. It's like, why are you trying to be yourself? Like that's disgusting. I don't know.
Yeah. Something I was gonna bring up is I think and this is something we've talked about before, but like your environment, I feel like right now, like I just think your environment is so indicative of like your beliefs, your view on life in general, and also your knowledge and idea
And
of
boundaries.
what's possible in life. Because
Yeah.
like, you know, I was thinking like with my parents and our school, the specific school we went to, the people I surrounded myself with when I was a kid, like, you know, what type of jobs they have, what type of jobs my parents have, and like the area in which you live. Like, I think that you only know what's possible. Like when you're younger, you only think things are possible if you've seen somebody do it, and it's like if you're not exposed to like
More people, more
to
environments.
diversity, like
Yeah.
you don't like if you've never seen somebody like be a successful photographer, or like seen somebody like start their own business, like a successful business, or like done something that's kind of like out of the ordinary, in your mind it's like you don't really like think it's possible. You know?
I just think that right now, like we're becoming something that might be something we are for the rest of our lives, but also it might just be this phase. But I feel like, I don't know, we're in a growing stage of life, and there's so many different possibilities and paths. It'd be a shame to just go down like the 5 paths you know from like the 5 closest people in your life, you know. There's just so many different paths you can take, and the only way you're really gonna get to know them intimately is if you surround yourself as many people as possible. Yeah.
I will say though, this is something like I feel like if you're like around your early 20s, you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. I feel like there's a lot of pressure with like having to know exactly who you need to be at a specific time period. Like once you graduate high school, like
Like you need to know like what job are you going into? Like what is your career? Like you have to like the like you need the pressure of needing to know. I feel that.
it's important for people to remember that doing nothing is incredibly healthy. And I'm not saying you can't just do nothing for the rest of your life. Like you can't just sit on your ass and do nothing all the time.
Okay, just want to
But,
be
like,
focused.
If you're like
overachieving, the idea of overachieving.
yeah,
Being as
people
productive as
like people
possible.
can be as productive as possible, but then like wear themselves out and like not be happy with what they're doing. Like if
Workaholics.
if you gotta like, cause like it's like when I got into music, I didn't really know if I wanted to do music, and like I came to Full Sail and I was in it for a little while, and I kind of was like going through the classes. I did fine, but like I just didn't. I was like not even really 100% certain if this is what I really wanted to do, with like as like a career or like a job. But if you just like let certain things ride out, like uncertainty is not a bad thing. Like being uncertain and like not knowing where you're going in life, like being lost is okay. You know, it's like you can not have direction.
Lost is its own journey.
Yeah, it's like if you just like are in a phase of your life where you don't want to, like if you're passionate about something and you kind of like lose that fire for a little bit, but like you want to keep progressing. It's like I wanted to make music, but whenever I would sit down and like try and make stuff, I just never really like, everything I made, it was just like, oh man, this doesn't sound like good, or like this doesn't sound like something, like it's just like, it's like nothing really, like nothing I would make I would be proud of. So like instead of like pushing myself to like continue to work and like continue to make music, I just stopped for like altogether and just did whatever, just like go out, hang out with people, do a bunch of fucking drugs, smoke pot, and just like, you know, just like go off the rails. Sometimes you just need to go off the rails. Sometimes it's okay to go off the rails.
That's gonna be the title of the video. Sometimes you need to go off the rails.
I was talking to my therapist and I was like, I was in a pretty bad place. Like I was just like mentally not all there, and I was just like smoking weed like every day, and it's like, I don't really condone people do that, but it's like my therapist was just like, listen, if you're in a place where it's like that's all you have like the energy to do, and like you don't really feel like ready to move past that point, just keep doing it, you know. It's like just yeah, like just live your life as you're doing it now, and eventually you'll kind of you'll just find a way to like move forward. Like if as long as you're like
Moving forward.
actively thinking thinking about like progressing forward in your life, and like it doesn't have to be something that's like instant, you know. It's like something that needs to like marinate in your mind. Like you need to like sort of slowly prep yourself for like that moment, and then eventually like this happened to me recently. Like I was just like doing nothing, and then randomly I was flying home to New York for a spring break, and on the airplane I just pulled out my laptop because I had nothing really better to do. I just decided I was gonna make a track right there. I was like, all right, let me just put some stuff together. And it was like 15 minutes, and I just put something together. Like, this sounds nice. Like I had thought about it, and I was just like, this sounds good to me. And it kind of just came spontaneous. Like I wasn't like pushing myself to do. I wasn't like, oh, I need to be a musician, you know. I need to have like a certain sound. Because like you might not know like what your sound is or whatever, but it's like in that moment, I think the most important thing is just you have to enjoy what you're doing, whether it's a career or whatever. If you don't enjoy it, you shouldn't do it. Like if like your mind is telling you like, oh, you need to do this, but you don't enjoy it, like then it's not.
What's the point?
Yeah, it's like that's the whole point. Like it shouldn't be about the pursuit of physical wealth or anything. It should just be something that you enjoy and like something that brings you happiness, and that should be like what you base your life on. And
Period.
I just sort of recently now I've just kind of gotten over this hump where I just, instead of just sitting around and smoking weed all day, like I would go to school, go home, lay in bed, you know, and just kind of do nothing, which then it's like, in the moment you might be like, wow, this sucks, like I'm miserable, but it's like, your body just needs to, your mind and your body need to like, just not do things sometimes. And then if by like, not, like, by like, you know, like putting your mind off everything that's like productive, you kind of like you can slowly like accumulate that sort of like hunger, like that drive to like push towards something. And it's like it's a very like, it's a process where it's like if you really think about it too hard, you won't really get anywhere. From experience, I don't know, it's hard to describe. I mean, life is just hard to describe in general. It's a thing that's very individual and very personal. Like, everyone goes through their own sort of
Different journey.
process and direction. But it's important for people to recognize that no matter where you are in your life, it's exactly where you need to be.
We should also clarify, we met Chase on the beach 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, so story about how we met Chase. Basically, set the scene, me and Naomi,
we were in the water.
to go to the beach. I see Chase and his group of friends like playing volleyball in the water, and I was like, oh my god, like I love volleyball.
Let's also get it straight. I actually didn't want to go to the beach.
Yeah, not really.
I wasn't really planning on going to the beach that day either.
Damn, so we were both dragged to the beach.
Yeah, I
a
dragged
little
her.
bit, but I mean, I was like, I gotta go, because I haven't gone to the beach. Like, I've been living here for like 8 months. I never went to the beach. It was the first time I went to the beach.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's beach time now.
Well, Cocoa Beach is a great beach.
It's very touristy.
It is very nice.
But
I
it's, you know, it's touristy for a reason.
It's nice.
But yeah, basically I saw them playing like volleyball in the water, and they looked like they were having a really good time. And I haven't played volleyball for like the longest time. I was just like, can I play with you guys? And they were like, someone said, why not? Like, who said that? Is that you?
It might have been me. I don't know. I was just
I was
like,
like,
yeah,
oh.
get in here. Like,
why not?
like it's
I
like
was
we're
like,
all...
when they're excited, I guess. But
Oh
yeah,
my God.
and then we did a photo shoot today.
That was
Yeah.
fun. I like the photo shoot.
It was
Yeah.
Chase's first time modeling?
Um,
Or...
First time.
no, I mean, I've done, like, I've had people take my picture before, but, like, that was
in
the
front of,
first
like, a
time where it was,
professional
like,
camera.
yeah, that was the first time I was, like, professional camera. Also, like, first time, like, I really, like, went, like, I, like, modeled with, like, some intent and, like, some purpose. Like, you know, you got the outfit, and, like, you know,
Not just like
we
Instagram
had, like,
photos.
yeah, it wasn't just like headshots or whatever. It was like some,
Maybe we can post them when this comes out.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Insert.
In link in description. Follow me on Instagram, guys.
yeah, go ahead.
And I'll link
Go ahead,
if you guys are comfortable,
Yeah, sure.
like linking their socials too, if you want to.
Oh, don't link my.
You can link mine.
You're, it's
I'll
alright.
put your address in
My
the
ad-
description.
Yeah, put my.
Your PO box.
Yeah, I'm in one podcast
I thought you were
with
say
someone.
your address.
How many subs do you have anyway?
Like 150 or something.
150. 150
150,000?
people were gonna have my PO box. No, don't think
They
that.
all pull up at
Yeah.
once.
It's alright. I'm just a.
We're doing a
like,
meet and greet.
I'm like a special one timer. I really doubt. I really doubt I'm probably gonna be in this situation again.
Never say never.
Never say never.
Never say never, but if we
But
do,
never.
it'll be
But
for
never.
it'll be for a while.
Oh yeah,
if
definitely.
it is.
Yeah.
Because she's going to Taiwan. This one right here.
Taiwan. That's crazy.
Ooh.
That's good though. Like you're getting like a lot of experience in while
While
you're
we're
young.
young.
Yeah, while you're young.
But yeah, something else that I wanted to add was like kind of going off your point, but I feel like how do I want to say this? Like I feel like the pressure, because we're talking about the pressure to like know what you want to do something like right after you graduate, like get a job. I feel like the pressure to do something, to be decisive, to know what you want to do can often lead you in the, I don't want to say wrong direction, but it can lead you, I think settle is the right word. It can lead you to settle because it's desperation, right? And it goes for relationships too. It's
Yeah.
like if you're so desperate and you're so like, I need to do this now, it's like you're gonna pick something that really doesn't bring you like fulfillment, and you just kind of doing it to do it, you know? Like you're like, oh, I need a boyfriend, I need to be in a relationship. You're just gonna go with like Joey, the hobo on the side of the road, you know? You're not actually gonna like
Oh, Joey.
really not the hate on Joey, like
Oh God.
have purpose. Because I feel like for me, in terms of like jobs and stuff, like I've often like thought of certain jobs or really consider doing certain things because I just felt like I needed to make my mind up right away, and it, you know, instead of like maybe contemplating like doing something for like a shorter period of time or temporarily until like or do something that you enjoy in this phase of your life, you know? It's like I feel like there's pressure to like know what you want to like do one thing for the rest of your life, and it's like not a lot of people teach you like you can change your interest.
You can change your mind. You're allowed to change your mind.
At any age.
Yeah.
At any time in your life, you can change.
It doesn't matter if like you're 20. It doesn't matter if you're 30. It doesn't matter if you're 45. Like you don't have to know what it is you want to do like with the rest of your life. Like you can not know your entire life. It doesn't matter. Like you'll figure it out eventually. Like
I think the biggest thing and the biggest like I don't know, advantage to have in life, no matter what stage you're at, is flexibility. To be able to be flexible, to go to one thing to another, and it not like fuck you up. Like it should be like, there's so many things to enjoy in life, even if you like fucked up a little bit. Like it's always a lesson in flexibility, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to our little podcast
with special guest.
With our special guest Chase and
glad
Naomi.
to be here. It was fun.
Thank you guys for guest starring and sharing all your wisdom with us and like advice.
I tried.
So yeah, I hope that like you guys learned something from this or related to it in some aspect.
Leave a life lesson in the comments.
That you've learned in this stage of your life.
Yeah, whatever stage you're in.
If you have any more video ideas or anything, leave that in the comments. Again, we'll link like our socials. I'll link mine. Chase doesn't want you don't want me to link it.
Listen,
it'll just be her photography
I'm not a big
account.
social media guy anyway. No one wants to follow me on social media. It's alright.
Alright.
They don't know.
What if they
who I
do
am.
though?
Oh my god, actually.
Okay.
Bye!
Okay, Chase has some afterthoughts.
Last second. Don't forget, life isn't about pleasing other people, it's about pleasing yourself. Don't stay with Joey because you've been on and off with him for 3 months. Break up with him if you know it's not going anywhere.
Period.
Quit your job if you fucking hate it, because you can get another one, and money is... Well, I mean, if you don't have a job and money's hard to come by, you might just want to keep it. But if your job sucks ass, just move to a new one. And also, there's a bug over here that's really cool that I think you guys got to see. Like, look at that. It's pretty big over there. What is that?
It's a grasshopper.
That's disgusting.
That's huge.
There you go. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah. Bye, part 2, guys. Peace.